Sandra, welcome to another live episode of Quirky Books TV. This is the place to be for life hacks to live your best life, be your best self and live your purpose. I'm Sandra Bellamy, author of several books. You can check out my website at quirkybooks.net and also my blog that I've had for 8 years on quirkybooks.wordpress.com, which is in the description below. I have to excuse my voice. It's a little bit croaky today. So today is all about making it happen for you rather than to you. But what am I talking about? Well, I am talking about change. Yes, when I had this revolution of mindset, this huge change in mindset of making a change happen for me rather than it happening to me, I was just gobsmacked because literally it changed my life. This one concept in my head that popped in there one day about make change happening for me, not to me, just completely changed my life. So by default, human beings don't like change. We just don't, it's not in our nature to want change, to like change, to be able to accept change straight away. Usually we like our comforts, we like our comfort zone, we like to be doing similar things, same routines, same habits. But the thing is, if those habits are bad habits, then nothing's going to improve. So basically, a lot of our bad habits are connected to the fact that we don't want to change. And what happens in our life is change ends up happening to us and we feel totally out of control. And you know what I'm saying, don't you? You just feel this sense of overwhelm and powerlessness, and you're like, what's going on? Where am I heading in my life? What am I doing? And you might feel sluggish. You might feel just trotting along in life. You might feel like your life's mediocre. You're not really going anywhere or doing much from it. It's the same old thing time and time again. And that is because you are just literally going along with the motions of life. You're not actually making change happen for you. And when you go through the motions of life and you don't make change happen for you, then change will continually happen to you. We can't actually get away from change, even though psychologically we kind of hope and think and wish and act as though nothing's going to change in our life. We act as though, no, we're the same. It doesn't matter. I'm happy being this way. Nothing's going to change. But we don't realise that the outside world we cannot control, and the outside world changes all the time, and things that happen in the outside world do influence us and affect us in some way. And yes, you need to get into a state of mind where the things that happen in the outside world don't affect your inner world so that you can have inner peace. But some things are bound to affect you, like if you lose your job, if you lose your house, if you lose a partner, if you lose a child, if your house where you're staying is going to be turned into a parking lot and they're going to build flats above it or something. We cannot account for what's going to happen in the future. And the more we try and resist change, the more it's likely to happen to us. So it's better to make change work for us. It's better to say right here, right now, like, what do I not like in my life? What have I got to improve? Like, what have I got to do with my relationships, my friendships, my work, my hobbies, my career, my mission, my health, my wealth, finances? What is it I need to change? And in my experience, it's best if you can to just try and focus on one area of your life at a time, but that you kind of need to manage all of them at the same time whilst just focusing on one major improvement area in your life. Because the thing is if you're not used to change and you're making change happen for you, but you try and do it all at once, then you kind of can end up in meltdown. So that's not good either. So, pick one of those areas of life: friends, health, wealth, family, finances, job, career, mission. And your mission in life can be very different to your job. You might be doing a 9-to-5 office job. Your mission is basically to create homes in South Africa for children where you can educate them like you would do at a school in the UK, for example. It could be a number of things. It could be like you want to be a fashion photographer and you want to be like a high paid fashion photographer. It could be that you you know, you want to work in a nursery. It could be that you want to run an online business. It could be tons of different things, right? So your mission is not the same as your career or your job. In fact, your mission is something you need to figure out in life. Like, why are you actually here? What's your purpose? What's the difference between you and everyone else? What makes you unique? What makes you you? And so those are the things you need to find out in life. And just remember to make change happen for you, not to you. So go out there, start doing personal and professional development, start, you know, working on your different aspects of your life, because it can truly be life-changing. And if change does happen to you, start thinking everything happens for a reason, and that's how you change it round and still be in control. Because if some change happens to you, if you lose your job or your home or a friend or a family member, you know, once you start, you know, you're going to grieve for a while because it's natural. But once you start switching that mindset to everything happens for a reason, this was meant to happen, even though it sounds absolutely awful, it feels rubbish right now, it's absolutely ridiculous, I don't like it, I hate it. You know, you have to get in the mindset that, okay, everything happens for a reason. This was meant to happen right now. Maybe I don't know why, maybe I'll never know, or maybe the reason will reveal itself later on. You know, often, say for example, you split up in a relationship, often it's to make way for a better person in your life. Maybe not immediately, but maybe in 3-4 years to come, maybe even longer. Or maybe you know, you need to be single for a while because your career is going to take over. You know, if you lose your home, heaven forbid that happens, you know, maybe it's because you were meant to be living in a different part of the country, really. And maybe it's because in that other part of the country is the most amazing job and the love of your life, you know. If you experience a death, that is one of the worst traumas you can have. But maybe that person was in pain, maybe that person was sick, maybe that person was, you know, just so ill. Maybe you were taking care of them, but in the same token, you forgot or couldn't look after yourself anymore because your whole attention had to be on them, you know. Everything happens for a reason. I know you'd rather have them here than not, but everything happens for a reason, you know. Everything. Just from your head to your toe, to your nose, to your feet, to everywhere. Everything happens for a reason, you know. But once you got in your mindset that everything happens for a reason, it's a lot better than thinking, why on earth has this happened to me? I'm so angry. You know, you're going to think that for a while anyway. It's natural. See, this year, my guinea pigs that used to live in those cages behind me, both of them went to live with my parents, and because Angel became diabetic, and within 10 days she just went completely blind and was diagnosed with diabetes. And it was just horrible because I had to give her up living with me because I couldn't inject her with the medication she needed. I had a panic attack in the vets, and so I had to give her up living with me. That she's still my beautiful angel, but I had to give her up living with me. Now the blessing is that my mum was able to take care of her because she's diabetic herself and can inject her twice a day when I couldn't do it. If it wasn't for mum, she'd either not be alive maybe right now, or she could get seriously poorly, or she'd have to be with someone else, or she'd be with me and a miracle would have to happen that she didn't need the medication, you know. So at the moment, you know that Chestnut went with her, which was her companion. And I love Chestnut dearly because over, well, almost 4 years we were together before she went to my parents. It was our 4th birthday just coming up, like 5 days later. And it was heartbreaking for me to give Chestnut over to my parents with Angel because I missed her so much. But I knew it was the right thing to do for Angel because they belonged together. But you know, now Chestnut's gone because she died after surgery. She bled to death recently, you've probably heard. Now, I have been in bits over that, and I keep going from, yeah, I'm feeling fine, okay, as I can be now, to still having moments of upsetness and pain and heartache over that. And so it is a long, difficult road, but, you know, there must be a reason why my piggies are not with me anymore here. There must be a reason why Chestnut's not longer with me. The way she died is horrendous, but you know, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, which is why it's upsetting, but there must be a reason for it. You know, she was losing a bit of weight. She did drink 2 half bottles of water the 2 days before she died, but, you know, the weight loss was a little bit concerning. Why was she losing that weight? There's obviously something wrong. But actually, Angel at the moment is off her diabetic medication because she had the same operation and she started bleeding a little bit a few days later. But luckily, it wasn't very much. And when my mum rushed her to the emergency vet, she'd already stopped bleeding, which was great. And her blood glucose was right down, like to the point of dangerous levels the other way. And so can you see where everything happens for a reason on that particular Sunday, which she had the operation on the Thursday, as did Chestnut, which Chestnut didn't. She came out of it and then started bleeding hours later again. So with Angel, you know, it's a good job my mum rushed to the vets, because although she stopped bleeding, if the vet hadn't caught the fact her glucose was so low at a dangerous level, then she might not be alive right now. You know, so everything happens for a reason. So the reason she was going was for the blood, but it came back that she, you know, had low glucose, really low. So at the moment she's been off it since the last shot of insulin was on the 18th of November. And yeah, Chestnut died on the Thursday, 15th. 16, 17, 18, yeah, and 18th was when Angel started bleeding. But yeah, so she had to come off the insulin for a while to get her blood sugar levels back up, because the operation can actually cause interference with diabetes, and it can also being neutered. I got told by the vet who said that Chestnut died, who he couldn't say because he couldn't find out where she was bleeding from. He also said that it can sometimes help with the diabetes if they're neutered. So whether it's a hormonal thing or not, I don't know. But she's being regularly checked over, Angel, and she might go back on a lower dose of medication this coming week. So, but she's been off it for ages, since the 18th to the 2nd of November was the last shot of insulin, and it's now the 2nd of December, so she's done really well. And she's still lively, still eating, drinking, playing, you know, which begs the question, does she really need the insulin in the first place? But her blood sugar levels have been shooting right back up again to quite high levels. So and she lost weight in a week, so we'll have to see what has happened. If she's lost more weight and she's still eating really good, then obviously it's the diabetes that she needs the meds for, because it regulates the proteins in the body, I think the vet was saying, so which helps nutritional absorption as well. So I'm just giving you this as an example of how, you know, everything happens for a reason. I've been to the vets multiple times for one pet because they're sick, and then the other pet's gone with them and they've been ill, got a growth or some serious problem with them at the same time. So do you see what I mean? You could look at that as coincidence, but you could look at it as like you know, spiritual events and happenings. You know, like everything happens for a reason, you know. And it's sad I haven't got guinea pigs with me anymore. You know, I keep thinking I'm meant to have a guinea pig called Lavender that looks like Chestnut but is a grey colour, but maybe I'm not meant to have her in this lifetime. Maybe I'm not meant to have her at all. Or maybe it's just like a dream of mine. But, you know, I also think sometimes you just have to say no more guinea pigs. You know, Angel is with my mum and dad, but mum's in all the time, so she's got company. She's busy still jumping around her tubes, playing with the ball, so she's got toys in there. She's got my mum talking to her all the time. And, you know, she's insured for medication, but only for like about a year and a half for a diabetes medication. And then could be a bit less now because she's had consultations for meds, because they won't insure her this year. They don't insure on last year's policy. And then I've got to pay at least £50 plus a month. So for her, so that money I used for Chestnut, obviously for her insurance and stuff, can be used for Angel in the long run. So I'll probably need that for her. So yeah, it's difficult thinking of a life without guinea pigs ever again, or even for the foreseeable future. It's difficult, but I can't do injections for diabetes anyway, so that really upsets me, because I feel like I can't fully look after guinea pigs, if you know what I mean. But I've always been able to do everything before, even squeamish things like my Cinnamon. He had his abscess on his face and they cut it open, and I was literally bathing an open flesh wound for like 10 days with salt water, and I'm really squeamish and hate blood. So that was, you know, but that, you know, I proved that I could do it. So, you know, we can do a lot of things when we put our mind to it. Some things we just may not be able to do right at that moment and that time. You know, some things, challenges we will overcome in our life, some we may not. But it's important to also, you know, make sure that you recognise when you do make changes in your life, especially when they're for the better forever. You know, applaud yourself, praise yourself, because, you know, making change happen for you rather than to you is actually really difficult, because it requires conscious effort and thought rather than just being swept up in the moment. So it's kind of like it takes more of your energy, it takes more of your time, it takes more of your willpower, you know, and it can be really difficult. But once you start creating that change and you gain momentum, you just kind of want more and more change happening for you, you know. And when any change comes along that starts happening to you, you kind of can feel the uncontrolled feeling again, the, oh my goodness me, what's happening to me? And that makes you want to make change more in your life. So actually it's counterintuitive, but it's really good, because the more you make change happen for you, the better you feel. And if it continues to happen to you, the more you want to make changes in your life to have change for you, to make you feel better and more in control. So it kind of pushes you to be a different type of person, one that is more steadfast, strong, able to take on new challenges, and one that is able to, you know, think for yourself, do for yourself, be for yourself, and just create special moments in your life. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you like this live stream. This is the place to be if you want life hacks to live your best life, be your best self, and live your purpose. So if that's you, please click that great big subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live, like now, because I'd love to have you as part of my live community here, so you can comment and chat to me and ask me anything you want to improve your life, relationships, business, you know, like happiness, anything you want, writing. You know, if I know the answer, I'll tell you. If I'm still learning it myself, I'll say I'm still learning that myself. If I don't know, I will say that too. I'm still learning a ton of stuff in my life. It's an ongoing mission of mine. So until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Share it with anyone you think may benefit from it. And don't forget, like I said, subscribe and hit that great big bell icon to get notified of every time I go live, like now, or post new video. It's been an absolute pleasure to see you. I'll see you on the next video or live stream. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.